Right, here's my review of Singapore Airlines. To sum it up in a nutshell, Singapore Airlines sucked. We hated it. Out of the whole holiday, it was the very last flight we had, and it was the one we were looking forward to the most because I'd never flown with Singapore Airlines before. And you know, you hear that it's such a great airline and that it's just a little bit more, not fancy, but you get a bit more bang for your buck. So that's the one we're looking forward to the most. It was terrible. It was our worst flight by far, and we flew with Vueling and Transavia, so cheap airlines, and they were better. So we were in 57J and K, so they're back seats, but we could fully recline them. The seats were so cramped. They were terrible. We had no leg space, no space in between us. When the person in front decided to put their seat back, which was straight away, he was basically in my lap. I could have just given him a little head massage because he was so close. Oh, it was a night flight. So it was Singapore to Sydney. It was 8:30 p.m. and we were getting in at 5:55, so 6 a.m. to Sydney. And we were hoping to have a good sleep. We deliberately picked that flight so we could sleep the whole way home. No, I had no sleep at all. It was terrible. It was next to the window, and it was one of those airlines where you have that gap in between the seat and the window, so you couldn't even lean against it because there's that little gap, so I had to lean that bit more, and then all the pillows would fall down in between. It was annoying. The drinks, so they just came around with 2 bottles of wine, red or white wine. There was no champagne, there was no spirits. We didn't ask if there was beer, but basically that's what you had the choice of. It was red or white wine. And it wasn't in a trolley. They didn't have a drinks trolley. It was just holding the bottles of wine. The food, also no food trolley. They were just bringing out the trays of food. And the choice was between vegetarian or fish. So I got the vegetarian. I can't actually remember what it was now, but it was nothing on this flight was good. Everybody looked cramped. The people that were to the side of us, they could see me getting irritated with the person in front of me, and I looked over and they're like, yeah, there's no room. So they were also annoyed. So if I had to, it's a premium airline. You would expect it from a cheap airline to have no space. We booked it with our Velocity points because we've never wanted to pay the extra, and they do cost a fair bit extra than all the other airlines. So we used our Velocity points. Because we used our Velocity points, each time I did upgrade or whatnot, because I wanted to get extra leg room or see how much it would cost to upgrade to premium economy or whatever, they said I wasn't eligible. So that's something to note. If you book your flight with Velocity points, you're not eligible for an upgrade. Not what we got an upgrade on any of our flights. I would like one day. And what else can I say about it? Just the lack of room. Jetstar, it's equivalent to Jetstar. And Jetstar is a budget airline with budget prices. Singapore Airlines, premium with premium prices. So I would not recommend it. I would rate it 1 out of 10, and 1 just because it got us there safely. And yeah, that's my opinion of Singapore Airlines. Oh, and I forgot to add, there was no salt and pepper for the food. When I asked if there was any salt, because the food was pretty boring. No, sorry. This is the airplane we're on. And the book, which sometimes have some nice articles in them. No, it was only shopping. The entire thing was shopping. So I think it's just about money for them now. They didn't have champagne on board. They only had red and white wine. Didn't have salt and pepper with the meals. And the choices of meals was between fish and vegetarian. premium economy. Much better. Especially the those seats.